Hey there, Dan Sumner here, and welcome to part 4 of building your subscriber list with an opt-in. Now, in the last 3 parts, we've been walking through how to build your opt-in using Aweber and different techniques from sidebar to pop-up. Now, in the last series, part 3, we created a sidebar with a graphical look. And it looked a little bit like this on our test blog. Now, what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to give this graphical look here, but we're going to add it to a pop-up. Now, I know pop-ups aren't for everyone, but unfortunately, as much as we don't like them, they do actually work. And maybe they don't actually work on the home page, but they will actually work on an About Me page or a Make Money page. As you can see there, that's the pop-up that we're going to use. Now, it's a simple pop-up. I will supply you with the graphics, and if you have read part 3, then there is also all of these ebooks, these brandable ebooks, to download in there if you wish to use them. Okay, we're going to access our web form. And your web form should look a little bit like this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just copy our sidebar web form, and we're just going to remove a few things here. Okay, so as you can see, we have our original sidebar form that we created in the last series, and what I'm going to do is just hover over here and just X this out, just delete this. So all we have left is this small opt-in form. Okay, now what I want to do now is add the graphic. Now underneath the video you'll find a zip file which you can download and extract and upload to your image location like we described in part 3. Now what I want to do, I'm just going to access FileZilla and just go through this quickly with you like I did before. Now, remember we were working in a section called opt-in graphics, and that's why I was storing all my images. Now, if you download the zip file below the video and extract that zip file, you'll find that you will have something called opt-in pop-up .jpg. Now what I want you to do is access the blog images folder you created in the last part via FileZilla, and we'll just open that up again, and what we'll do is we'll just upload that. Now obviously that's asking me to overwrite because I've already uploaded it, and once you've done this we're ready to go. Now it's the same principle as before. We're going to use a URL. So back to our form, we've just removed the graphical part here. And now the image that I've supplied you with is 700 pixels wide. Now if you want to create your own opt-in form, or you want to use the guys at GFX1 to create any size opt-in form you like, it's entirely up to you. There's just a couple of things that you have to be mindful of when you're actually doing this, but we'll get to that in a sec. Now, the opt-in form I'm going to use, the graphic itself is 700 pixels wide. So what we want to do is just type 700 in the form type here. And you'll find that in the drop down. Now it's a form type, obviously inline 700. Now we're going to make that 700 wide, but also going to use this as a pop over or a light box. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to use light box for this one. Now once we've done that, I just want to hit save web form. Now we have our 700 wide web form here. I'm going to put a delay timer on this one for 5 seconds, and I'm going to use the always display option. Now it's up to you, because we're going to use this on an About Me page or a Make Money page, it doesn't really make a difference. If this was on your home page, then it's going to get quite annoying with always display. Every time you get a visitor, the always display pop-up is going to show every single time one of your visitors lands on your site, even if that's a recurring visitor. You're always going to see the same pop-up over and over again. Now, if you do want to put one of these on your home page, then I do suggest that you either use the display once or show every X amount of days. Depending on your post frequency, you can set the amount of time you want to show this pop-up. But for this example, we're going to use always display. Now, once we've done that, set our pixel width and our display and our timer and our type of pop-up. We're going to look at body. Now, this is where we want to be, body. We can ignore the rest of these because we're not going to use them in this video. But what I want to show you is body. Now, this is important. Okay, so the main thing that we want to look at here is background image. Okay, so remember when in part 3 when we opened up FileZilla and we talked about the location of our blog images folder. Now, if you need a bit of a refresher, the link is actually on this page, so just take a look at the top where you can see opt-in part 3, and I describe how to upload your images and get your URL from that. So what we need to do is just go back to Aweber, and now I know my location is www.dansfromtheblog.com/blog images / now just take a look here in the blog images folder, and it's opt-in popup.jpg. Now I'm just going to highlight that and copy. Now you can type that out if you want, but I feel as though if you just go to right click, rename, then you can copy that. Just don't rename it. And that gives you the exact file name. So back to our background image, just make sure our cursor is in the right place, and either right click and paste or Control and V. Now once you click off, you should see the image. Now it doesn't really look much here. I'll give you a quick preview, and this is it. Now as you can see, it doesn't look very good. That's because we need to adjust something called padding. Now, padding simply means that the opt-in form, or basically where the position of the opt-in form is. So as you can see, from the left we're 15 pixels in, from the right we're 15 pixels in, from the bottom 15 pixels, from the top 15 pixels. So although our width is 700, we need to adjust our padding to make the opt-in form fit. Now if you're using a custom opt-in form, a totally different size, the one I'm using is 700 by 500. If you're using a 900 by 400 or a 500 by 300, you're going to need to play around with padding. But if you're using a 700 by 500 pixel graphic, then it should be pretty close to what you're looking for now. So we're just going to edit our padding. I'm going to add this one to 390. Now I'm going to need to break the link here because I don't want it 390 by 390. I want to add 90. And this has obviously pulled my form into 390 to the right and 90 to the left because I want to have my form below this arrow. Now from the top, I would like 250. I'm going to break this link again, and we're going to have it around about 135. Now let's just see what we get here. Okay, let's preview that. Now that looks okay, but as you can see here, I'm a little bit over my graphic. So I'm going to reduce that to 132. And let's check preview now. Right, okay, that looks about right. As you can see, there's no overrun around the sides. Our opt-in form is exactly where we need it to be. So that's good. So we'll close that. We'll go to Save Web Form. Go to step 2. Now, test blog web form, we'll call this opt-in pop-up. And we'll save our form. Now, it's the same as 1, 2, and 3, parts 1, 2, and 3. We're going to install your form. We're going to use the JavaScript snippet. So we'll just copy that. And we're going to go back to our test blog. Now, you want to log into your blog, and there are a few places you can place your code. Now, what you can do, you can add it to your widget section, or what you can do is you can add it directly into a post with the HTML section. Now we can just update that. I'll show you what happens here. There we go. Directly into any post. As you can see, the sides are working out quite well here. Or we can check out specific pages. So we'll just create a new page here, and we'll call it test opt-in page. And we'll just add our code. And we'll publish that page. Back to our blog, test opt-in page. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, you can add these to individual pages where it will only pop up on them specific pages. Now, what I've done here, I'm just going to log into our editor for 1 second and check out our main index template. Because if you go into your theme editor, main index template like we discussed in part 3, if you place your script in here, the pop-up will show on every page of your index page, so it'll be on your home page constantly. So if you remove that, just click Update File. Now, as you can see, everything's fine. So by placing your opt-in in certain pages like I've described, less important or less sort of, that'll interfere less with people's readability and blog experience, you can grab email addresses from other or different parts of your blog. Okay, that's it for building your subscriber list with an opt-in. I hope you enjoyed the series, and I look forward to creating another series shortly. Thank you very much, and goodbye.